Yo, what is going on, guys? It's One Solo here with ASQD Gaming. In today's video, I am going to be talking about some new details that we have just recently found out about Ghost Recon Wildlands. And I will apologize in this video, guys, if I sound like my audio sounds a little crappy. It's not really my audio, it's me. I'm actually going through some serious sinus issues because I have like really bad allergies during the summer. So please try to excuse me for that. I apologize. But the gameplay you guys are seeing in this video is actually from Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This is one of the first missions that you actually play in the campaign, and I thought it would be pretty cool to just play this in the background because you actually play in Bolivia, which is where Ghost Recon Wildlands takes place. Obviously, there's no connection between the two. They're two completely different games, but I thought I would play some Bolivia gameplay from Ghost Recon Future Soldier in the background, so that is what you guys are watching. But we're going to get into the details here, and pretty much this is all pretty much new details that we have just recently found out from Ubisoft. They released some details about Ghost Recon Wildlands. So first off, when you're playing online in the open world, you can basically seamlessly jump out. Basically, say you're playing solo with 3 AI players because you don't play alone. If you're playing solo, they give you 3 AI players to play with you in your squad, so you don't have to do everything by yourself. But you can seamlessly jump into somebody else's game, like say one of your friends, you can jump into their game. But once you jump into your friend's game, there are no more AI bots. So if you're only playing with one other friend, you're basically down to a 2-man squad. It does not fill the other 2 slots with AI. And the difficulty of the missions are based off of that. So the missions will be a little bit easier if you only have 2 people compared to if you have a full squad of 4 people. Then it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult. Next up is the gunsmith. I actually talked about this in one of my other videos, and the gunsmith is confirmed. It is coming back in Ghost Recon Wildlands. It makes it so you can basically break down your weapon into the individual parts and customize it however you want. You know, put different barrel attachments, you can make it single shot, fully auto, that kind of stuff, and you can pretty much customize your weapon to however you see fit on a mission, or just basically so it'll fit your play style. The other cool thing is around the in-game map are going to be scattered around the map are going to be attachments and different things for your weapon. So while you're playing and you're exploring and you're going around doing missions, make sure to keep your eye out because there might be some really cool rare attachments that you find that it'll make your gun just that little bit much better compared to someone else's gun. Next up, we're going to be talking about the vehicles. There are over 60 different vehicles that it's going to allow you to get around the map in different ways. You're going to have bikes, you're going to have jeeps, you're going to have buggies, you're going to have boats, you're going to have helicopters, you're going to have like small tanks. I wouldn't say like an actual not like a Panzer tank or something like that, but small little LAVs and stuff like that. And there hasn't been any confirmation of whether or not we're going to be able to fly a plane. There has been a few different videos and game footage where we see the plane up in the sky, but we're not 100% sure. They have not confirmed whether or not we're going to be able to fly a plane around the map. Honestly, if we could, that would definitely be the best mode of transportation to get from point A to point B, because then you can jump out of the airplane and parachute down to your objective, and that'd just be like really fast to get from one side of the map to the other side of the map. And actually, on a side note, one of the cool things, when you're playing through these missions, when it says that you have to execute or capture a high-valued target, your high-valued target is not just going to show up on your mini-map. You're going to have to go through and interrogate, lower-ranking officers in different locations to actually get a fix on where your actual HVT is. So which is kind of cool. It makes it so you kind of have to do a little bit of intel research and stealthy maneuvers and stuff like that, and try to learn where your actual high-valued target is before you can actually go and try to take him out or capture him, which is pretty cool. That's definitely a Tom Clancy Ghost Recon style game when you have to get intel on your target before you can actually go and get him, which is pretty cool. Other thing about your squad when you're playing with your friends, each player in your squad is going to have a drone. They're going to have night vision goggles, so it's a lot easier when you're at night. You can be more stealthy and you can be very effective with your night vision. And you're also going to have a set of binoculars, which we've actually seen in some of the gameplay trailers and stuff, that allows you to scout out an area and mark your targets with the binoculars, so it makes it a lot easier to know how many enemies are in an area before you move in guns blazing or stealthy. You'll know where everybody's at, which is pretty cool. It gives you kind of a tactical advantage over your enemy. And with that being said, you also, equipment-wise, we have learned a few more things that you get for equipment. I also talked about this in one of my other videos. You're going to have frag grenades, you are going to have flares, you're going to have C4 and mines. As of right now, that's all that's been confirmed. Your grenades and your mines are pretty self-explanatory. Your C4, you're going to be able to set that on objects and detonate it and, you know, cause diversions and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I'm not quite sure what flares are going to be used for, other than maybe like when you're at an exfil point when you got to put down your flare so the helicopter knows where to come. Or you're going to be able to like maybe throw a flare and maybe distract enemies and create diversions that way, which would be pretty cool. Next up, we're going to be talking about the NPC characters in the game, which this is probably one of the coolest features that have been confirmed so far, and I'm actually really excited about it. So all the NPCs in the game, which is basically all the computer guys like the civilians and stuff that they go about their daily lives in this open world, they have schedules, they have objectives that they do during the normal day, which, for instance, you know, if there's a guy that's say he's smuggling, or there's a woman that's smuggling, you know, things for the cartel, you can actually, I'm not 100% sure if you can just kill them, or basically if you take a vehicle that they use to go through like into a guarded area, you can actually jump into this vehicle and go into the guarded area, and they will assume that you are that NPC, so they will let you into their base, and you can basically get into their base with no resistance and then try to take out the enemies with stealth. And honestly, that's pretty cool. So basically, everybody that's in the open world has their own objective that they do during a daily, you know, throughout the day. And if you want to take their place, you can get into heavily guarded areas, which is pretty cool. Normally, you don't see that. They don't get into that much detail in the open world game, but it's pretty awesome that Ubisoft is really going down into that much detail. Next up, we're going to be talking about the XP system. I touched a little bit on this in one of my other videos, but we did get a little bit more information on this. It's going to allow you, when you rank up, it's going to allow you to upgrade your drone. You're going to unlock different gear, you know, for your character, and then you're also going to be able to upgrade your character, like your stats, whether or not that be like stealth, your shooting mechanics, so it makes it so you're more accurate, you know, that stuff. So this game is not an RPG, it's more of a tactical shooter, but there is a little bit of an RPG feel, you know, like as a skeleton underneath of the whole thing. It's not going to be anywhere near the detail of an RPG like the Division was. Like, for instance, in the Division, when you're playing in the Dark Zone and you shoot people, basically how much damage you deal and how much damage they take is all based on RPG system, you know, with the stats that each character has. In Ghost Recon Wildlands, it will not be like that. It's a tactical shooter, so when you're in PvP or whatever, it's going to be realistic. You know, 2, 3, maybe 4 shots will kill somebody. And I know in previous Ghost Recon games, 1 shot to the head will kill people. Whether or not they bring that back in this game, we're not sure yet. But if they want to go for a realistic tactical shooter, 1 shot to the head should kill people. So we're not sure about that yet, but we will see. And last but not least, as I've noted, if you guys haven't paid attention here a second ago, competitive multiplayer has been confirmed. So you're going to be able to play co-op in the open world with your friends, but there also is going to be a competitive multiplayer side. Ubisoft really didn't get into a whole lot of details with it, so we don't know if it's just going to be open world PvP or we're going to have like specific maps and game modes, you know, like Team Deathmatch or Capture the Flag or that kind of stuff, and it'll be on like a small area of the map, you know, a controlled lobby, I guess you could say. We don't know anything about that yet, but fingers crossed that, honestly, open world PvP would be fun. You know, playing on actual maps from the game, you know, Capture the Flag and that kind of stuff would also be pretty fun. But it is, competitive multiplayer is coming to Ghost Recon Wildlands in some shape or form. We have not had any more details about that from Ubisoft. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please excuse me for my voice, because like I am seriously congested, and hopefully over the next few days here I can kick this sinus thing I got going on. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed, and if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe for more awesome Call of Duty and Ghost Recon content. and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.